This whole region's Devil Splicer territory, so don't let your guard down.
Guardian, you've got increased enemy movements near your location. Disrupt them any way you can.
I'll let Shiro know we've thinned the herd.
Lock and load, Guardian. I need you to put down some hostiles in your area. Pinging your ghost with details now.
Picking up fallen chatter. We've got trouble headed our way. Great work. The Splicers are using SIVA to upgrade their walkers. Be careful. That's it. It's taking damage. The walker can't take much more. Keep hitting it. One SIVA enhanced walker to the trash heap, thank you very much.
I've got requests for all kind of contraband, Guardian. Think you can get what I need?
Got what we need. Updating Shiro now.
The plague lands are overrun with Fallen and Hive. Thin the herd, so you and other Guardians have some breathing room.
Okay, we're good.
Guardian, I'm sending you a POI. Survey the location and send back any readings your ghost can map.
Picking up fallen chatter. We've got trouble headed our way. Great. It's augmented with SIVA. That's it. It's taking damage. Almost there. Keep firing. One SIVA-enhanced walker to the trash heap, thank you very much.
There's a new SIVA reading pinging from a ritual site not far from this location. Track it down and stop the ritual. Whatever you did riled up the splicers. Multiple fallen signatures closing in. Stand your ground, Guardian.
They were trying to kill us, but that was fun, right?
Enemy crews are making moves to fortify their hold on the plague lands. Hit them hard before they can dig in.
This beacon is picking up interference, an energy source deep below the plague lands. We better check it out.
The city's got feelers out for resources from the plague lands. Gather what you can, and they'll be further in your debt.
Hopefully these will help the city get a better understanding of what we're up against out here.
Fallen, the Hive, they all have resources we can use. Resources that may help us understand the Plague Lands. Grab what you can, Guardian.
Got it. I'll update Shiro.
I've got requests for all kind of contraband, Guardian. Think you can get what I need?
What's up, Extreme?
Hey, Tech. I know you're on Destiny doing stuff, so
Yeah.
if you'd be up for some BF1, I'd be willing to join some domination or something.
Yeah. Maybe in a minute, not right now. Did you unlock everything already for this one or what?
No,
That's
I'm
the
not
last
that quite of a
Sending updated
tryhard.
inventory to Shiro.
Oh,
I
okay.
have everything for the scout class.
Ah.
I'm doing my thing where I get, you know, mastery with all the guns.
Yeah.
And since I've played scout class so much, I'm pretty much just going to do all the sniper rifles before I move into the class.
Okay.
Plus, we don't really have anyone in TLN that consistently plays scout, and so
No, we don't.
I kind of need to stick to it for a little while while everyone gets used to their current classes, because counter-sniping is the major aspect of the game right now. And it's also really easy because most snipers suck. No different than Battlefield 4, there's just as many bad snipers. I would argue now that there's more bad snipers because more people have flocked to the class.
Constant reports of aggression throughout this area. Take out some of the riffraff, and I'll owe you one.
Yeah.
I'm just doing story mode stuff, trying to get the trophies and the skins for it.
Ah. Yeah, I was trying to play the Lawrence of Arabia, SMLV or something it's called.
Oh yeah, the smelly.
Smelly, yeah.
But it's just like a Springfield rifle.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
most people probably just call it a Springfield, but smelly is just so funny I can't help it. It's a very good sniper rifle. I haven't used it beyond using it in the beta, but it has a close one-hit kill range.
Yeah. If you hit somebody from it's really fun if you hit somebody up close, it's almost an instant kill. From far, sometimes you only do like 89 damage or something. It's really weird.
Yeah, the smelly sweet spot for 100 damage is
pretty close.
The closest besides the Martini Henry. Martini Henry has the closest starting sweet spot, I think, at 30 meters. So, 90 feet, not very far for a sniper rifle. Whereas the Smelly, I think, starts at 40 meters and 50 meters. Okay. But that's still fairly close. And as you get used to different sniper rifles, they go from there. I think the M1903 is the farthest, and I think it starts at like 90 meters and goes to 130 or something like that. Which at that point, you're probably needing to use a scope. So.
Yeah.
I typically run, I haven't used a scope yet. I use iron sights on everything. Which is great because they did an impressive job in this game. I would hope so because there aren't red dots.
Yeah, they did.
With Battlefield 4, there's only like, about the only iron sights you could consistently use were what, like the shotguns.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
They may not be historically accurate, but I like the fact that all of the iron sights fit the guns well and seem usable. I think the funkiest one is probably the Lewis gun. It's got that weird, like, the Lewis gun.
Oh, yeah.
It's the supports.
Nice
the one
work.
with the big UFO drum on the top of it.
Yeah.
They're kind of funky, like, flip-up leaf sights. I haven't really used much of it, though, so I'm sure I'd get used to it over time.
Yeah, I kind of seem to put those, I can't remember what they call them, buffalo sights or something.
Yeah.
Use those, kind of like those.
I've tried a couple of the different ones. A lot of people like the radium sights. I don't really like them. They're most of the time they're worse than the stock Siphon guns to me.
Yeah.
Because they're, I mean, there's no point from the glow for one thing. Because Battlefield doesn't need that. The lighting is never really insufficient because of the art style. But also, they just kind of are blockier most of the time. I'm gonna mute myself for a second and listen to this guide video on how to do this codex, because I wasn't able to do it for an hour last night.
Oh.
I was doing it while watching the election on my phone,
Oh.
and I could never manage to get it to work.
What,
So.
you happy? Happy about the election?
The city's got feelers
Yes.
out for resources from the plaguelands.
Yes?
I
Gather
wouldn't
what you
vote it,
can,
obviously,
and they'll be further in your
because,
debt.
you know, that's what you're supposed to do.
But?
I said I guess I'm happy about the election. You know, I liked Ted Cruz, so, because he was a constitutionalist. He was a little too Christian-oriented for me, which is funny to say because I'm a Christian, but like, I wanted to hear more about his policies, but I still like the fact that he was, you know, very conservative and very constitutionalist, and not quite as slimy as Trump.
Yeah.
But in the end, when it came down to Trump and Hillary, I'll gladly take Trump over her.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, in the end it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not as big of a deal as everyone makes it out to be. It's just like I was on the other side when Obama got elected 8 years ago, and all these people start freaking out like, oh, he's gonna take the guns away, and he's moron. Well, I can call them morons. Someone understands what they're doing, but I just got ticked off because they made everything more expensive. Everyone went out and bought guns and ammo at the wazoo, and we still haven't recovered from that. It inflated the price of ammo so much that people like me, who just like to go to the range every once in a while and shoot, now I have to pay 50 cents a bullet just to shoot my pistol. So.
Well, maybe that should have been cheaper, but I kind of don't disagree with it.
Well, it was the ignorant stance that just because Obama got elected 8 years ago, when he got elected, people thought that he was going to take all the guns away because he was anti-gun. It's like, he can't do that. Like, it's when you actually think about it, there's no way to actually take anyone's guns away in America. There's just too many. If the government were to come out with something and say, you're federally required to turn in your guns, it would start a coup. So, there's no way that they would do that. It's just the silly belief that something as stupid as, like, a dictatorship would do. And then for people who didn't do that, all of a sudden we have to pay more for it.
Yeah, I do think that some people that, you know, take that have a right to bear arms thing a little bit too literally.
People are free to buy as many guns as they want. I mean, there's still only one person. That's the thing. I never really understood the concept of having like 5 different ARs because, I mean, in the end, if I have to use it to defend my country or something, I'm just one dude with 5 ARs. I'm not going to carry around 5 guns. I keep a pistol in my room for home defense, and when I turn 21 next year, I'll carry a smaller version of that pistol to defend my family. But the prepper stuff kind of got a little popular for a while.
That should do it. I'll let Shiro know we got what he
I don't
needed.
know.
Let's keep
If people want to be mall ninjas, they can do that. It's their right to do it, as long as they're not stupid.
Well, that's just the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just annoying that people thought that... People think that a president getting elected is somehow going to make some giant sweeping change to anything. It's not.
Alright,
They
They
can't.
can't
I'm
do
getting
that.
reports of an
There's a
enemy
system
They
of
never
commander
can.
rallying the troops in the
Yeah,
vicinity.
Obama is
Hit
not
the
going to take
target,
all your guns.
take it out.
Trump
No.
isn't going to ship everyone that's a minority to Mexico.
No.
This is going to happen.
Well,
It's just
Trump-
fear mongering, and I hate it.
Yeah. Well,
It's
if Trump
fear
decides,
that's not helpful.
if Trump does decide to build that wall and keep everybody out, then he'll have to let go about 75% of his cleaning staff at home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand, and he understands obviously because he used it to gain a large popular vote. But being in Texas, I do understand the frustration with illegal immigrants. Of course, whenever he says illegal immigrants, all of a sudden everyone in the media says that he's Mexican. When that's not what he said. Everyone misquotes him and says that he hates Mexicans. But in reality, he said that he wanted to get rid of the illegal immigrants. And it's funny because you have the word illegal right there in the name. And somehow people still get angry over that. But yeah, the illegal immigrant problem is bad for our economy because what happens is the man in the household moves to America. Well, I guess hops the border illegally, and then works for under the table money, and then ships that money back to Mexico. So he's working tax free, and he's been sending the money outside of our economy, which is obviously not good for the economy, at least not for the local level.
Let's go.
I say it's perfectly fine for illegal immigrants to become Americans. The problem is the combination of, the ability to collect benefits for being an illegal, which is ridiculous, and the difficulty the current difficulty with trying to become an American citizen. There's so much paperwork, so many wait times and loopholes to become a citizen that a lot of people just go ahead and hop the border. If we make it easier to become an American, if you really want to become an American, then enforce stronger border patrol, it would help a lot. To me, if an illegal wants to become an American citizen, if they can just pay back a percentage of the taxes that they've jumped out on, let them become an American citizen.
Yeah, but
Because the main problem with them is that they're coming in
not a bad
and
idea.
they're able.
Extreme. That's not a bad idea, but in the end, they're gonna screw them because they're gonna go, "Oh, you owe taxes." Okay, that's fine. But how much? It's always gonna be more than they actually should pay. Let's say. So in the end,
I don't expect them all to be able to do it. I just expect them to be treated fairly, because that's the whole concept. It's not that it has nothing to do with the fact that they're Mexican. It has nothing to do with the fact that they can't speak English well, although that is somewhat annoying sometimes. It has everything to do with the fact that they can move into the country, make more money than everyone else doing the same job, not pay into the Social Security or require taxes to support the infrastructure of the government that they're using, and then also, which what Obama did was all of a sudden pardon a whole bunch of them. So now they can go and get Social Security money that they haven't been paying into for the past 15 years. It's the concept of fairness that's what makes it frustrating. It's because they can come somewhere illegally and then be better off than your standard American citizen who's working just as hard. But as soon as you say anything like that, everyone says, "Oh, well, you're just racist." It's the problem of a lack of. Generally, it's the problem of a lack of intelligence. Because people don't know how to actually form an argument against something. Everyone seems to be more willing to use a very, very popular logical fallacy called ad hominem. They'd rather attack you instead of actually saying anything constructive. At which point you can disregard pretty much everything they say because they obviously don't have the intelligence to really form any kind of opinion besides what they've said. And it's a shame because That's not really the better of anybody. It's not better for the people who are being attacked. It's not better for the people who are yelling accusations.
Guardian, the city's put out bounties for enemies in the Plaguelands. Clear some hostiles
But
to
yeah,
even
still,
the odds.
I didn't like either of them honestly that much, but I still would pick them up better. But I wasn't ever a stout supporter of them or anything. Okay, let me watch this tutorial because it's this thing done.
Heads up, we've got a warsat inbound. You see that? Get me close. I'll establish a link. Keep them off me while I map its systems for transmat. All right, now what? Guardian, I'm receiving a scrambled message from a signal I'm unfamiliar with. Guardian, I can't make sense of this multi-part message. We should try to find some way of unscrambling it. Could be important.
This guy in the YouTube video makes it look so easy. Have you played the BF1 campaign all the way through?
No, not yet.
Locked down. Keep fighting.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just doing there's like the little mini missions, the codex entries, so like this one I'm doing right now is good. You get 5 kills with the rifle propelled grenades, which is somewhat annoying because I don't really use them.
I do, it's not that bad. You know how to aim with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little easier to hit stuff than the noob tube was. But it also doesn't explode as down. But I'm overall very happy with BF1. I had some qualms about it in the beta, but
we're good. All data mapped. Warsat secured.
I think it's overall a better experience than Battlefield 4 was when it comes to launch, at least.
Battlefield 4 was horrible, man.
And the basic aspects of a shooter are done very well. The weapon balance is impeccable.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know what that part of the message said.
Okay, I got it finished. Now I just have to find the last little field menu. I've never been one for trophies, but I am glad that they didn't do the annoying thing where they make
What?
trophies that you have to do in multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Like, to me, that's very bad game design. They had all kinds of trophies in BF4 where you had to, like, get a kill with an assault rifle, and get a kill with a pistol, and get a knife kill, and all kinds of crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, I hate. I never even.
That's just
thought of
bad
doing
design.
that. Yeah. Never even thought of doing those.
Whereas in this, the only multiplayer trophies are as they should be. Which is, there's one for like play an operation, and there's one for essentially ranking up each of the classes, but there's not any trophies related to performance or related to doing some kind of ridiculous
No,
feat.
no, that's good. That's exactly what you need.
Which means that if you just go through and play the campaign on all the on hard and do all the little extra things, you get platinum, which is how it should be.
So that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I just do it, like, yeah, and I would never do this to PS4. So I guess that says something about the campaign.
I like the campaign.
Whenever
Well
there's
done.
no
It's different than we've seen so far. And I like the setup a lot. All
Yeah. It's definitely more fun to play.
Yeah.
I won't pretend that it's, like I saw some people saying it's like a great emotional story. And that,
Well, let's
little
not exaggerate,
but
yeah.
yeah, like it is a good shooter campaign.
Yeah, it's not
And
bad.
to me, it wouldn't be nearly as good as far as story goes if it didn't have some select voice actors.
Yeah.
Like the American pilot in the second one was great. A couple of the guys in the first one, the tank, were great voice actors.
Oh, the English ones, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good.
And then the Australian, to me, the one with the Australian, the runner,
Yeah.
the character you play is the best voice actor in the game.
Really?
But that just may be because he's Australian. But he has a lot more volume difference and stuff in his voice acting. It seems like he has a lot more subtle differences in the way he says lines than the other actors. Whereas the American pilot just like, hey, sound super smarmy. Smart aleck all the time. Yeah, the way that they laid it out with the stuff is a whole lot better for just going in and playing a little bit, and doing some of the codex entries, and hopping out, and stuff like that. So I find myself playing it much more than I would have previous Battlefields.
That's one more message sequence decrypted.
Not it either. Oh, it's headshot. So you get these weird cryptic bounties that you have to do, or missions that you have to do. You have to figure out what to do, so you have to collect resources. Should get critical kills or something. Fucking annoying.
Yeah, so do you play Destiny solo mostly?
No. Not if I play Trials or Iron Banner. Most of the times I have two Dutch guys with me. They also play a lot of Trials. We always seem to be on together as well. Period.
What's the time difference again? It's like 6 hours, right?
What time is it now there?
12 to 1 o'clock p.m.
10 to 12?
Or yeah, 10 to 1 for me. An hour after lunch, pretty much.
10 to 1.
So that's what the message was about. Fascinating.
Yeah, so you're on Central Time then, right?
Yeah, I'm Central Standard.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. It's 10 to 8 here. So it's
Okay,
7
so
with
8
you.
hours.
No, 7, right? 10 to 8?
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's
7.
Yeah, so it's 6 for Eastern then.
Yeah.
And I think at TLN, I always think of Eastern Time because that's what it seems like most people are, is Eastern Time.
Most of them, yeah. Oh, you're right.
And then I try to keep track of time zones in different places because my brother's in China and it's a 12 or 13 hour difference for there.
You doing in China
So
work
when I-
or army or what?
It's work.
Oh, okay.
He does
Good job, I guess.
very interesting stuff. he went into China to perform as a stunt show, or perform stunt shows in a giant amusement park.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, he definitely leads an interesting life. We went and watched. We went to China about a week ago last year. So
Okay.
1 week and a year ago, essentially.
Yeah.
To visit
And?
him and got to see his show. And it's pretty cool. Like they got it's like a little theater, but it's not on a stage or anything. You actually sit up almost more like a coliseum and they drive cars around and do stunts, shooting stunts,
Okay.
and have like explosion cannons and stuff. I think the sketchiest thing anybody does is they have a flame pit.
Oh.
And a guy on a motorcycle will come around the corner real fast and then have to slide, like
Through the fire pit.
basically drop the bike down and skid, and then flames will shoot out of the pit, and he'll have to slide through the flames
Wow.
and catch on fire. And then he runs around the back. Of course, when he gets where you can't see him, they spray him down.
That is
So it's an interesting life.
That's some pure evil Knievel shit right there.
Yeah. But I really appreciate that we got to go to China because you know I don't. You're in like your 20s, right?
What?
Maybe early 30s. I didn't live through the era of the Cold War like my
Yeah.
dad did,
Yeah.
so I don't really have much experience when it comes to communism. So
Yeah.
going to China for someone my age, almost 20, was a really cool experience in the sense that, well, I don't know if cool would be the most descriptive word to use, but
Yeah.
an educating
The
experience
splicers don't appreciate
with
having
what
their rituals
communism
broken up. You've got incoming. Sending you some firepower.
is.
It's
I'm
not
very
that
happy
bad
that I did
anymore.
it.
It's not that bad anymore.
Well, you're in like the UK though, right? That's not
Well,
communist.
next to it.
You'll have some freedom. Mostly freedom.
All right. Yes. Yes, freedom anywhere, bro. It's not, I mean, everybody has it.
Well, you don't have as much as you would think in China.
No?
The trick about China is that you can do stuff as long as you don't get caught. Because there's so many, I mean, I live in a town of what, 150,000. I'm from Texas, mid-sized town.
Splicers into a blind
Yeah.
range. Step
We
1.
live 100 feet from
Disrupt
city
their
limits.
rituals.
I hear
Step 2.
cows.
See step 1.
So I've never been to like New York or anything like that.
Okay.
But just to go somewhere where there's so many people, it's insane how many people there are.
Yeah, it's busy.
And you hardly ever see police officers. If you see anything, it's military.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's they don't have police on the streets. No, that's true.
They just, it's not necessarily that the people are actually free, it's just that you really aren't going to get caught doing anything minor, you know? Like, you know, if you're in China, they have a nationwide VP, or a nationwide filter that it blocks Google and all Google services because the idea is that they don't want citizens to learn about Western ideology. So they want people to stay inside China and to stay communist, essentially. They don't want to be
Is that still
exposed
the
to
case?
Western ideas.
Is that
Yes,
still the
yeah.
case?
My brother still can't use Google. They block all Google and Google services. You want to know why Bing still exists? China. That is the only reason that Bing exists. It's because everyone uses Bing in China.
That's funny.
But
That is kind of funny.
but the thing is, it's, you know, anyone who actually wants to and knows the tiniest bit about technology can use a VPN and then just use things.
Yeah.
So, but who's gonna
God.
care?
That's
I mean, you have a city with like 11 million people in it, and
Yeah.
it's considered a small city. This
Yeah.
is a small city in China with 11 million people. And who's gonna catch you doing anything? So what they do is instead of actually, you know, sending out who knows how many hundreds of thousands of cops for every city,
Yeah.
they essentially make sure that the punishments for doing anything are so terrifying you don't do anything.
And
They don't really have the same rights that
The splicers treat SIVA like
Yeah,
a holy
and
relic.
still with those
They're
scary,
worse
with
of
that
it.
scary shit,
Hit
they
the
still
active
do
visual
stuff.
site and eliminate their machine.
And
oh yeah, I
then-
mean there's still crime,
Yeah.
but it isn't apparent on the surface level. Like when you go there, it has an appearance of democracy. That's the tricky thing. Is that it's not that China is actually democratic. They're still communist, but they're acting so that
Fallen
people don't
hostiles
mess with
headed
them.
your way. I'm sending in a little
And my
help.
brother talked
Grab
about
the
how,
axe. Wipe 'em out.
because of course when he was doing the stunt show, he wasn't
Yeah.
just working with Chinese people. They brought in stunt artists from different places. He worked with an Australian, a couple of Englishmen. He worked with, I think, one German dude, a couple of Polish dudes. So they had people from different places, and they said that somebody from the UK, a guy had got caught like 8 years ago. The exact time he said, but the Chinese police had caught him smuggling an insane amount of cocaine through the country, and they took him out of the car, took him to the back of his car, and shot him in the head.
Whoa.
Because that's how China handles stuff. The police can just kill you. I don't know if they get in trouble for it, but
Most likely
That's-
they won't.
yeah, most likely they won't. I mean, who's gonna know? It's just, I mean, it's an awesome way to say this, but it's just another person in the millions in the city. So, you know, how do you keep track of it? And they still, you know, beat people for doing not government-sanctioned churches. I know
They hit us
several
hard.
people
You
who
hit them harder.
they
It's
found
simple
out they
math.
were having a church in their
You
home,
think
so
they
they went
learn.
in there with nightsticks and beat them all, popes essentially, and then arrest them.
Yeah,
So
great country.
The thing is unless you actually look at China with an intent to find stuff, it doesn't look that bad. Which, you know, that not to say that that was the only aspect of the trip. I mean, the culture there is amazing. We stayed in a hotel in a series of alleys that were built in like the 1500s.
Yeah.
Like, we were walking down streets that were built in the 1500s. How cool is that? Like, that's older than America. To have such long-reaching culture and history. I'm glad that we did visit. I know my brother liked it down there, but I do hope that he doesn't stay too long, because I still somewhat worry about his safety, being, you know, an American. He's obviously going to stand out more. The question is, does that mean he's more likely to get something done to him, or he's less likely? How easy would it be for them to do something to him and then just hide it as if it never happened? That many people.
Yeah, that's just the thing, isn't it? You will never know until something actually happens.
Yeah.
Do you really want to wait for it? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he has a girlfriend
Ah.
in China.
There we go.
So, because of course he thinks, you know, Asian women are the prettiest and most intelligent of all races. So yeah, I'm sure that influenced his going to China.
Yeah, I guess so. So he likes Asian girls.
And especially because, as I experienced, whenever I went there, you get a lot of attention having blonde hair and blue
Get me
eyes.
close. I'll assist.
Yeah,
Very
that
well.
oh, damn. Yeah, that'll work. Plus he's tall, probably.
Good. Well, he's not tall, but he's a pretty built dude. Like,
Okay.
you
Yeah, yeah.
associate Chinese guys with being short. There is actually a
Every war
fair
set we secure
amount of
provides
guys,
intel the city
in the
can
5'10",
use.
5'11"
So defend it
height
while I
range.
secure its
The
data.
difference is that they were probably like 40 pounds lighter than me. So
Yeah, the very skinny guys, you mean?
they could be tall, but they have a very thin frame.
Yeah.
Whereas my brother's more, he's like 5'9" or something, but he's 5'9", 50 or 60, and like 8% fat or something like that. So
Okay.
decently built dude. He has to be to do what he does. But I'm not built. I got a little bit of fat on me. I don't have like the six pack going on. I'm not obese. Yet I still got a fair amount of attention just based off of being blonde with blue eyes and actual jawline. So, and that's it kind of freaks me out sometimes because you get random people who don't speak English asking to take a picture with you and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And I'm a pretty shy person, tend to lay low, so to have a bunch of random people trying to take photos of you is a little disturbing.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
Especially when your family is off to the side snickering at you.
Yeah.
Because we went to see, like, we went to see the Great Wall and stuff, touristy things. But I never really thought about it because I've never been out of America.
Yeah.
When you go to see stuff in America, that's a tourist attraction, what are 99% of the people there? Americans.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. But for some reason, when I went to China to go see stuff, I expected it to be mostly, like, non-Chinese people. But no, that would be dumb. Of course, the tourist attractions are 99% Chinese people. I mean, there was the most nationalities that I saw that weren't Chinese was Russians. So quite a few Russians there.
Well, it's normal. I mean, they're connected, right? I mean,
Yeah.
their countries are connected, so.
And it was interesting because you could always tell that it was a Russian person. It's like, oh, that person isn't Asian, I can tell from behind. And then when I get a good look at them, I'm like, oh, they're Russian. They're definitely Russian. And then I hear them speak Russian. It's just, they have a look about them.
Yeah.
I think in our time there, we found a couple of people from Missouri, the only Americans we ever encountered. And it was an old couple just kind of sitting.
Okay. Yeah, I still would love to see the Great Wall of China. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, man, that is still the most beautiful view I've ever seen. Was walking up the Great Wall of China, because I mean, I was kind of expecting to be able to walk down the whole wall. I don't know why I was thinking I'd be able to do that, but they actually have about 1 kilometer that's fenced off that you can actually walk down and stuff. It's fairly, which when you actually start climbing it is a fairly large amount. Because my parents had to stop about halfway up. Because you think of the Great Wall of China, you think of a big wall, but in all actuality, it runs over a whole bunch of mountains and hills. So most of the time we were on it, it was either going uphill
or down.
Or going downhill.
It's pretty steep at some points, yeah.
Yeah. So we climbed all the way up to the highest point you can go and got to the fence. And met a Polish dude. There was 2 people out there. There was a Polish dude and then a Taiwanese guy. They were both that apparently had visited there on like a business trip or something. So it was interesting talking with them and getting some photos. Because it was always cool to meet people who could speak English. Yeah, the pictures I got from the Great Wall were just stunning, and I'm glad I took them, and I'm glad I had a nice camera to be able to look at them and remember it. My dad says the only thing he's ever seen that was more beautiful than that were the mountains in Colorado. He said when he was in the Air Force, he was stationed in Colorado, and whenever he was off the base, he'd go elk hunting.
Yeah,
And so he said whenever the sun would crest the mountains, 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning in Colorado, and it was cold, that the sun would be purple. Just like the anthem, they'd have the purple mountains through the sun rays and stuff. And he said that he remembers that to this day is the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. So then the Great Wall of China, the view from that was second only to that. So I want to go to Colorado and I want to take some photos. It opened my eyes so much too, because I'm not really one for traveling. Because it's just, it's pretty stressful, especially when you have to be on a plane for 16 hours straight. And it made me realize just how much of America that I haven't seen. And before I even go to another country anymore, I really just want to travel around and meet people and experience the different cultures of America. I've never even been to the West Coast or anything.
Shit, not even the West Coast? Dude.
We spend most of our time in the southern state.
There's so
Texas,
much to see there.
Arkansas, Colorado, and Louisiana.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, so much. There's Everglades, there's I don't know, Death Valley, Mojave Desert, Sequoia Forest. You got Yosemite. I mean, there's so much stuff to see, and you've never been in any of them.
Well, it's so big. Is the problem. America's too big for its own good. It's weird because I think of Texas. Texas makes everything distorted.
It's the largest state,
Texas, my sister drove up to visit us, and she wasn't even in the most southern tip.
I'm tracking a high-value target near.
And that's a 7-hour.
The plague lands are dangerous.
7 hours.
Take it out.
So
if I take a 7-hour drive, I'll be past Berlin.
Yeah.
Towards Poland. Shit.
And if you were to drive,
from Houston to where?
Houston to Texarkana. Texarkana's in the very top right tip of Texas.
Okay.
It's called Texarkana because Tex Arcana. It's on the border of Texas and Arkansas. So we're up in the top right tip. But if we were even to drive to New Mexico on the left side of Texas, that would take 13 hours. So it kind of distorts my views of distances whenever I can drive for so long and still just be in Texas. But I'd love, at some point, whenever I'm not quite as busy, I'll probably travel, visit somewhere. I'd like to visit New York before I'd visit California.
Sending update to Shiro.
New York?
Down.
Yeah. You wanna go and find Rocket?
Hey, I'd
hold on. What? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I'd be up for it if he would. I've known him long enough, Lord knows.
Yeah, indeed. Jesus.
Me and Empire almost met up at a Texas roadhouse to eat.
Oh, okay. Really?
Wow. He only lives 3 hours from me, so he lives in Dallas area.
Okay. Yeah.
Go.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
We go there pretty frequently, so I was gonna go there and we were gonna eat somewhere or something like that, but he ended up having family stuff.
Oh,
Couldn't make it. But I'd be all up for it. I mean, Ratch.
Since when are you guys a part of TLF? BF3? Or
yeah, I joined TLF. I think a year after, maybe about 9 months after BF3 was out.
Okay.
And then Ratch was since Mag, and Agent I think was a little after Ratch and Mag.
Yeah, Ratchet was there, and I think Ratchet was like 14 or something. It's the youngest guy there, I believe.
Yeah, now he's in college.
Yeah.
And I'm in college. And Empire, I don't know. I think Empire joined in the middle of Battlefield
Constant
3
reports
too.
of aggression throughout this
I'm
area.
pretty sure he was in Battlefield
Take out some
3.
of the riffraff, and I'll owe you one.
I don't think he was a mag guy. Which I was a mag guy, I just wasn't a TLN mag guy. I played Sever, so
Ah. Well, I've
mag
played
was a big thing in my household because that was still when I had all my siblings at the house. So when mag came out, we were like, you know,
The plague lands are
I'm gonna
overrun
choose
with Fall
Raven.
and Hive.
I'm gonna
In
choose
the
Sever.
herd, so
Huh.
you
None
and
of us
other
chose Valor.
Guardians have
We all
some
chose
breathing
Raven or
room.
Sever. It was
Yeah.
funny because we'd always be fighting amongst ourselves about the faction.
No, I
I'd love
started
for
out
Mag
as a
to-
Valor guy, and then that didn't. There was no real like large groups, clans that I really liked. Mostly just, you know, arrogant fucking assholes, basically.
The thing is, Valor secretly had the best guns.
Secretly has the best what?
Valor secretly had the best guns. Everyone talked about how Sever's guns were OP, but I found myself every time I picked up a Valor kit, I was like, man, this gun is so good.
Some were. I'm not gonna lie, some were, but I don't know, man.
Well, they were the balance, you know? The
Yeah.
balance in between hard to use Sever guns
Yeah.
and low skill ceiling Raven guns.
I liked the Raven guns.
Yeah, but Sever guns were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Sever was generally considered the OP ones, but not. That wasn't really because of their guns. That was because of their maps were too one-sided.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the thing is when you ask most TLN, at least TLN that actually played Mag,
Yeah. Me.
everyone says that Mag was amazing, and that, oh man, we just need Mag again. But when I
But it's
really
not-
think
it's
about
not-
it,
But it's not that game specifically, it's the concept that game had. That's what we want back. It's
Yeah.
not the exact game. I mean, Mag 2 is never going to be there, but just that game was so good because it had the concept was good. It just worked out badly. That's it.
yeah, it had a feeling to it that
Yeah.
was very specific. Because, you
Exactly.
know, whenever I was, man, how old was I when Mag came out? 14
10?
or something? 15? Not that young. It wasn't 10 years ago. Surely not. Oh, dang. Man, maybe it was 10 years ago. I was playing it on a CRT. Yeah, well, wait, no, do we have? I'm pretty sure we still had CRT when Mag came out. I think it wasn't. It was during Mag that we got an HDP.
Picking up fallen chatter. We've got trouble headed our way.
Because I remember I was a kid, so I didn't have any responsibility besides doing the dishes. And so while my parents were watching TV, I pulled. Did y'all have in the UK? Did y'all have like a little the tiny TVs with the VCR player built in the bottom of them?
Oh yeah. We had those.
And then they have the component cable plug-in. So what I
Yeah.
would do is while my parents were watching cable, I would unplug the PS3 from the big TV and then get one of those and plug it into that and play Mag on it. And I honestly would never be able to do that today. Like, just the idea of playing Battlefield on a 9-inch screen, standard definition.
Yeah, it's too small. The image would suck.
But yeah, the thing is, Mag was the first
Yes,
like
we
main,
can do this.
or really the first online shooter a lot of us played.
Yeah.
Because most of us who aren't PC gamers, whenever that was a thing in the 90s, online shooters were actually invented. So for a lot of us, we didn't use the PS2's weird Ethernet thing. PS3 was really the first online system we got, and Mag was the first online game we played. So it has a lot of novelty and a lot of wow factor. I still remember the first match of Mag that I played. I still remember what gun I used. But would I still enjoy Mag now, after all these years of experience with shooters? Because when I think about like the intricacies of the game, it wasn't balanced. Like, it really wasn't. The Sever was really overpowered in a lot of the cases. The vehicle gameplay was all funky
The
and
walker
weird.
can't take much more. Keep hitting it.
And I think if we were actually to go play Mag again, we would realize that a lot of what we see from Mag is nostalgia. Like, it isn't as good as we were.
You can lead a walker to Siva.
But they did a lot of
Can't make
cool
it
things
invulnerable.
that no one has really done since. A lot of revolutionary ideas, and it's really those new and fresh ideas that made Mag so cool.
Yeah. That's why I said, I mean, the concept of the game was just good. And like you're saying, it definitely was a lot of first game for a lot of people, at least. For me, it was the first game I ever played online on console, at least, so...
Let's go.
Yeah. There we go. Ooh, legendary.
But yeah, it's still cool to think of the fact that I played so much Mag that at some point I probably shot at or got shot by someone in TLN. Like,
Oh, I did. I played all three factions on a different profile, and I don't know how, but somehow every time that I was online, I either walked in a rocket or or CFD or anybody else of these guys. Just stupid. I mean, I even got shot down by Goddess one time. I mean, kidding me? And Goddess was horrible. Well, at least her gun game was horrible. Oh, she's everybody's favorite meat shield, though. So, yeah. I think also people miss it because we had so much fun in that game.
yeah, it was
Man.
silly.
Dude, I was in a group. I posted it under the 6 years of TLM. I was in a group with Goddess and two other guys that obviously no longer play anymore with us. But if you would have heard well, you were too young most likely, but if you would have heard the content of that conversation, you would have thought, okay, who are these four idiots? It was just, oh man, it was just ridiculous about white trash and trailer parks and and incest and shit. It just didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, because Goddess is
Yeah.
what, Oklahoman or something like that.
Yeah,
I think she's...
yeah, she's from Oklahoma City. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's just, can you imagine a Spanish guy, a Canadian, an American, and then what was Rob? Rob was I think half English.
Rob is
half,
a...
no, not Rocket Rob. This guy called Rob
okay.
Ace.
Oh,
man.
yeah. I think I saw him in BF3 at some point.
Yeah, he was there as well. But it's just ridiculous. It didn't make any sense.
Under an iron banner.
Dead orbit scavengers must have gotten them from... We have many mysteries. Have I seen a life that stands equal to that of the Islanders? You are truly something special.
Yeah, I kind of wish we didn't have so many Americans now. I miss the diversity we had in Battlefield 3.
There aren't many like it anymore. It's seen more years than most of us.
Like 420, I don't remember the rest of his name,
Yeah,
the German dude.
yeah.
I'm sure he was a little pretentious, but
I look forward
I
to
still
hearing
liked
of your
having all the
travels.
different, very distinguishable voices.
The songs that Scory would have written.
Oh, 420 was German, right?
Yeah, he was German.
Yeah, I remember he used to also always get so worked up.
Heck, I would get worked up in Battlefield 3. Mag is about the only shooter where I didn't care, because I was too young to really care. Didn't care about weapon balance, didn't really care about winning or losing as much. I more so just liked running around with shotguns and shooting people.
Yeah, were you one of those shoddy guys?
The Cabal on Mars. The Vex across.
I used a whole arrangement of weapons. I used the shotties and the LMGs. The Sever's LMGs were ridiculous.
Yeah, I like those.
I rarely have use for armor
Like, the
anymore.
balance in that game was so
Bad?
hilarious. You could equip a drum magazine on an
Oh, yeah.
assault rifle.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, one of the Sever guns was an assault rifle, the AK, you could put a drum magazine on it. So I was running around with a drum magazine. I maxed out my medic so that I had 150 health. I remember that. And then the self-healing did 100. And then I wore the heaviest armor.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
used, like, the highest power LMGs. It took so many extra shots to kill me. I mean, I moved really slow, but still that aspect of being able to play the game like that
Yeah.
and have a much different experience than, say, running around with the lightweight armor and a shotgun or something like that was really cool. And then the
Unearth
tear
anything
gas,
worth
I remember the
sharing,
tear
Hunter?
gas.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
care of it. There aren't many like it
No, I
anymore.
used to normally use the lightweight armor and then run around with like the motion sensor and everything, and with like the silent weapons, all of it.
Oh yeah.
Ninja
I didn't
mode.
really have situational awareness to pay attention to the minimap.
Yeah, I loved it.
I was still pretty bad at shooters. Probably all the way through mag. I wouldn't be surprised. I think my kill death ratio was like 1.2 or something like that.
There's a reason I've held on to that.
Like
for
at one
so
point it
long.
got to 1.5 and I freaked out. And then it went back down to 1.2 or 3 at some point. It wasn't until Bad Company 1 on the PS3 where I really started to, you know, get more seriously into the shooter genre and care more about tactics and strategy
Yeah.
and pay attention to what I was doing and learn from mistakes. Mag, I just like, you know,
Once served me
run
well
around,
long ago.
shoot at people, and throw grenades and heal myself. That was all all I used the medic syringe for was basically just self-healing. Because my reviving wasn't
Scory sang
leveled up
beautiful
very
songs.
much.
Yeah.
So I would revive everyone. Man, the medic trains. Another thing that was so hilariously like unbalanced in mag was the medics. I remember people running around with that stupid like airbrush gun, just spraying green
Saladin
mist
might
over
have
everything.
Yeah.
You could revive people so fast in that game.
And from far as well.
Which, I
Like
mean-
the gun had like 20-yard range almost sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think once you upgrade it all the way, it could heal out to like 20 feet.
Whenever you need me again, Guardian.
Yeah, I think
Which
you're...
Battlefield 3 had bad medic balance too. Most people don't realize, but if you were to run a full squad of assaults and everyone actually knew how to revive and stuff, it was OP in Battlefield 3. The ability to quick switch and insta-res to 100 health, and then revive everyone in your squad that just got killed in the span of 5 seconds. It's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Which they fixed that in BF4. The recharging paddles and stuff. To me, that was a very good addition. And in Battlefield 1, they brought it back to the old style in a way. I don't think the syringe has as far range as the defense did.
No, that's pretty up close and personal, yeah.
But then you don't have to charge it to do 100 health revive anymore. Which is confusing. Like, they explain so little in Battlefield 1. In the beta, I was charging the syringe the whole time to revive people. But the only reason to even charge the syringe at all in Battlefield 1 is because then you can one-hit kill an enemy. So I guess they did it just because people still want to be able to kill with the reviving tool. But if they were to just make it like an instant poke, it would be better than the melee weapons.
Did you try it?
No, I don't really do joke killing like that. The most kills I have with a silly gun is I have, I think, 15 kills with the spotting flare.
Okay. Just threw it at
and most
somebody
of those
and
aren't on purpose. Yeah,
okay.
It's like I'll shoot it into a doorway because I just want it to be, because that's just where I want it to be as far as position goes for the spot, and then people will run into it and catch on fire and die. So.
That's funny though.
Over the time that I've used it, I've just had enough people run into it and die.
Yeah.
I've got a handful of kills. Which I can't blame them because I've killed myself with it at least 6 times too. So.
Smell that? The devil splicers have their forges burning hot. They're building something. Want to take a look?
It's so bad. I didn't get this on video. I forgot to. I should have shared this on Facebook or whatever. I'm trying to heal this guy that's in front of me, some blueberry. And some dude tries to knife me from the side, and instead of he knifing me, I put the syringe into his head. And I got a headshot with the syringe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's always fun.
Remember that? You had to get a... That was BF3. You had to get a kill with like the blowtorch and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't really miss the weird assignments.
Yeah. I can't help it. I kind of liked them. I just thought it was stupid.
I more so enjoy playing to win. I enjoy winning too much to run around with silly blowtorches and EOD bunch trying to kill people.
Oh, the
Which, I mean, it was also easier to do that when we had entire servers of TLN.
Yeah.
So we were winning. If we were winning drastically, we could go around and mess with people. But with Battlefield 1, I have to pretty much be 100% try hard to make sure we can pull these blueberries.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna put the random service up this month apparently, so.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Better.
Battlefield 1 is a great game as far as the gunplay goes.
Yeah, I
agree.
But
if I were to compare it to 3 and 4, I would say Battlefield 3
I'm tracking a high-value target here. The plague lands are dangerous
in
enough.
good modes in general.
Take it out.
Yeah.
TDM was good most of the time. When they introduced domination on close quarters, that was amazing.
Yeah. To me,
Rush was
that's
great.
still. To me, that's still the best mode there is.
Domination on close quarters.
Yeah.
That was so fun. So fun. I had great memories of that.
I think
But
that's
yeah,
the first time I grabbed a shotgun because I was mayhem. A lot of fun.
But then 4 came out, and I may not be everyone's opinion, but I think the general consensus was that 4's maps were overall worse than Battlefield.
Yeah.
And a lot of modes did not work on a lot of maps.
Nope.
4 had generally not great maps. With 1, I would say it's more towards the extreme in both directions. So there are some maps and modes, or some, certain modes on certain maps play amazing. Definitely better than 3 and 4. But then you have certain maps and certain modes that play off. Now, why do I still say that I think it's much better than Re? Well, if we get our own rented servers, we can deselect the really bad maps for each mode, and that will drastically improve how fun the game is. I mean, no one likes, like, say, Suez on Operation is awful. And many of the maps on Rush are pretty bad. The Foul Fortress and Empire's Edge on Domination, the two castle maps in Domination, are pretty bad. So if we can just make a server playlist that has all of the really good maps with the really good modes that
One
fit
less
with the
target
best,
on Shiro's
then
hit list.
to me that'll make the game much more fun. I just hope they don't do anything, or they don't do the same junk with Battlefield, not properly put people into the server.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Those really
They should have
killer.
Now see, this is what I liked about Mag that Battlefield still hasn't gotten right. When Mag, if you went into a game, you could pull up 64 guys and just go into the single game on the same platoon every single time. Now Battlefield does not have that. Now why? That is the best thing to do if you have a rent-a-server. Just put everybody in the same damn squad, the same damn thing, preload, and then go into the game. I still don't get that, why they didn't do that. Such a smart thing to do. Just pre-assemble.
Mag's menu and team system were a thing of beauty, honestly.
Exactly.
I've never seen a game that so properly split everything out, made everything easy to see and read, easy to give orders, easy to switch between things, and easy to understand.
Yep.
I mean, I was a dumb kid who didn't really even know what the mini-map was, but I could still understand that this is my squad. I stick with my squad. These are my platoon. We run together to attack this place.
Yep.
And then as we get closer to the center, I see my other platoon guy, or other platoons to my left and my right, and we all attack at the same time.
See anything new out there?
Like they obviously designed it in the most team-oriented way possible.
Yeah, they had to in a sense. I mean, I think that is what took most of their energy, because I mean, if you look at graphics, it wasn't that good of a game graphically.
Well, for the time it came out on the PS3, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was okay.
It wasn't until Bad Company that something really, you know, kind of blew Mag out of the water when it came to visuals.
Yeah.
Let it lead your curiosity far.
Crumbling stone tower. Just need to get all the field manuals in this area, and then I'll have skin and a trophy.
Hello? Balmy?
Our history rests with you.
Our album. Nee. Wat was in die ene doos die we hebben gestuurd? De eerste doos. Maak open, je kan openmaken.
Van alles en nog wat.
Ja, al die nieuwe producten moet je dan in die kamer apart zetten en zo.
Weet ik niet, tandpasta en zo en al die dingen, toch?
Ja, en je moet even, er zijn ook, je tandpasta en zo, ik weet niet of daarin is. Maar ik heb hierin ook in die doos, maar ik weet niet. Ik ben vergeten wat allemaal in die doos is eigenlijk.
Ik zet wel dat we een briefje als moeten maken.
Maak open, kijk even. Als er oude kleren zijn, moet je allemaal verdelen. Je moet even ruiken, zo een beetje. Oude kleren zijn er ook van wat ik alles wil verdelen.
The burden of the Iron Lords has been lifted, and the Guardians can once again march.
Koffie is er ook, denk ik. Ja, dat is wat ik wil zeggen. Heb je moeten betalen? dan ga ik die jongen hier zeggen, ik ga die man vragen. Ik ga niet meer via hun betalen. Posten, ja, als ik hier bij die andere post moet ik wel 10 euro duurder betalen, maar dan leveren ze bij St. John bakkerij. Dan moet je daar zelf ophalen. Ja, eigenlijk 2 euro. 2,50 € betaal ik extra eigenlijk als ik bij hun moet gaan posten. Want ze nemen 10 euro om te komen ophalen. Dus. Bij mij. Die andere neemt alleen 2,50 €. Maar een doos kost 25 euro. En bij die compagnie kost een doos 20 euro. Maar om op te halen neemt ze 10 euro. Dus. 2,50 € verschilt het alleen. St. John bakkerij. Is goed, dan ga ik deze doos gewoon via hun posten. Dan ga ik niet bij Anil doen. Ja, ik heb die man, inderdaad, die jongens hebben vandaag bellen en me niet gebeld. Ik ga morgen weer bellen. Ik ga gelijk een alarm zetten.
Hunter!
En
Sure you know what you're aiming.
Jesus Christ, another heavy weapon?
Eigenlijk gingen ze iemand zoeken in Nigeria om hun post waar ze kunnen sturen. Maar niemand wilde werken. Nee, is niet
Well,
deze.
back to the fight.
I only keep getting heavy weapon engrams. That is so frustrating.
You want his armies last evening, Guardian. The darkness is waiting for you, High Bane.
I have a dozen warlocks watching the ascent.
The hotshot returns.
Watching his every move.
Ja. En als ik het bij jou moest laten leveren, dan moest ik 25 euro extra betalen. Dus daarom heb ik gezegd. Dus wat ik was. Ja, want als ze tot een huis leveren, betaal je hier, betaal in Nederland.
Hey, the next time you anger some hideous cosmic monster,
Dus
see
dan,
if you can make
plus om te posten die doos 20 euro en nog 25 euro om een huis te betalen.
Give me 6 good guardians. One's wrong.
Ja, maar het is duur, 25 euro, alleen van jouw 5 minuten van bakkerij. Nee, dus ik ga gewoon, ja, dus als ik alleen 30 euro betaal, en dan gaan ze gewoon naar St. John bakkerij posten. Ja. Er is een andere postbedrijf ook daar, vlak daarnaast. Bij bakkerij open.
Goodbye.
Dan ga ik bij via hun doen.
Checking for messages.
You want to go into a couple of games, Extreme, or?
Sure, yeah, I almost had the last field manual here.
Groetjes terug.
Ik heb Pagri voor je gekocht.
Een groene.
Nee, ik zeg niet dat ik niet Pagri heb gekocht, hoor. Dat is goed dan.
Let me get out of here. Let me get. Wat voor kleur heeft ze gekocht?